Hi guys! Welcome ulit sa aking channel. Good day, Fiyogtarsangan. Assalamualaikum and magandang araw sa lahat. Guys, tuloy ko lang po ang ating Claiming Her Back Chapter 24 na naman. Play nyo na lang po and listen po. Huwag na po manood. Kahit play na lang po. At saka thanks po pala sa mga nag-subs at saka sa mga nag-message po sa akin sa Messenger, sa FB page ko po. Ililink ko na lang po yung FB ko po, Messenger, basta kasi hindi ko pa po masyado kabisado. Pero guys, thank you po talaga sa pag-message. Pero wait nyo na lang po na i-view ko po yung mga babasahin ko po yung mga binigay nyo po sa akin ng mga novel and mga story ng buhay nyo po. And tuloy ko po ulit ang ating Claiming Her Back Chapter 24. I and my baby were currently laying on the soft mattress. Franz was cooking dinner and he never let me lift a finger. I insisted on helping him, but he refused, saying he should be the one serving the queen and the little prince. But I knew very well that Franz was just afraid that I would burn the building down once I touched the frying pan. My phone was incessantly ringing since we left my apartment. I just ignored it until the battery died. It had been 3 days now since I temporarily left the house. Franz provided us everything we needed. He always do. He would be a great husband soon. Since my phone battery had been dead for quite a while now, David was constantly calling Franz instead. I avoided talking to him and talking about him. I had been told that David was visiting the school every day. There was one time our paths crossed while I was walking down the hallway. He looked like he had been deprived of sleep. Before he could get closer, I already strangled him with my deathly glares. When he saw my eyes, he stepped back, shoulders down. My eyes could kill. He knew that very well. It had been a week since we stayed with Franz. I left a note on the bedside telling Franz that I would be out for a while to get some fresh clothes from my apartment. He and my baby are sprawling on the bed snoring. It was getting dark already. I mentally reminded myself to buy foods for dinner before going back to Franz's place. I borrowed Franz's red sports car and drove myself to the apartment. I was surprised to see David sitting on the front porch. Our eyes met. He looked like a disaster. His unshaved stubbles almost covered his face. His eyes were swollen and it seems like he didn't shower for a week. He was evidently tired and stressed. "What are you doing here?" I asked. "I came to see you." He strode his way towards me and wrapped his arms around my small frame. I suddenly felt wet tears on my shoulder. He was crying. "I'm sorry." He repeated it for how many times I could not count. My heart swelled in misery. I wanted to hug him back, but the pain I was carrying was too much. What should I do? I slowly removed his arms off me. "Let's get inside." He instantly followed me inside like a lost puppy. I grabbed a towel and handed it over him. "Go freshen up," I commanded. I was searching for some extra clothes that he could wear when he walked in with only the towel wrapped around his waist. Sexy. I gave him Franz's extra shirt and pajamas. I left the bedroom and let him change. I was not in the mood to cook, so I ordered food for him. He looked like he had not eaten properly for a week. Sit, I told him while arranging the foods on the table. Aren't you going to eat? He asked softly. I'll have dinner at Fran's place. Please don't leave yet. I glared at him. If you leave, I will not eat. Is he for real? Are you serious? If you don't want to eat, then don't. I scolded. He stood up and quickly ran to the front door. He spread his arms, blocking my way to the door. You will have to face me before you can get out. This is getting ridiculous. Are you seriously detaining me in my own house? He bit his lower lip like a kid. Get out of my way. No. David James Miller, I yelled fiercely. No, you can't scare me, Olivia Miller. My irritation was boiling up. I attacked him and threw punches on his hard chest, but I was sure the punches had not caused any damage to him at all. It seems like I was only punching a tree. The next thing I knew was I was lifted up and he put me on his shoulder and slapped my butt. I was screaming and kept punching his back, wishing he would let me go, but instead he threw me on the bed like a whole sack of potatoes. He pinned my arms and spread my legs around his waist. I was still screaming to get him off me, but he was so hunky and powerful. Olivia Miller, calm down. Get off me, I swear I will kill you. No, you will not. Yes, I can. No, you can't. His hot lips covered mine. I was wiggling and fighting to get away, but it was useless. His tongue was already seeking for access, but I kept my lips sealed. His eyes screamed darkness and passion. Our missionary position had worsened the situation. Open your mouth, baby. He was luring me. I got enchanted. I parted my lips and he slowly entered my mouth with his skillful tongue. I found myself responding to his kisses. He cupped my face and dipped his tongue harder inside my mouth. I closed my eyes trying to revive my sanity, but I forgot where I left it. I was so drawn by his hot, sweet lips. Are you going to listen to me now? He asked softly. Get off me first. No, I won't let you go. Never again. Chapter 25. He brushed and sprawled my hair freely on the bed. He smiled nervously. I was visiting you at school since Franz offered to watch our son. Mr. Patrick assisted me, but Miss Victoria came and offered to help me instead. She kept on talking and laughing to me, but I didn't listen, and I don't care what she was saying. His sincere tone melted me slowly. I knew David. I knew all his expressions. My mind was filled with ideas on where to take you out. I did return a gesture as a respect. I'm sorry, baby. I was insensitive. I should have known it was hurting you already. It was never my intention to hurt you, baby. I just stared at him, unable to utter any response. Even if you would ask Mr. Patrick, I went there and was looking only for you. I nodded and gave him a tiny beam, and he cupped my face closer to his, and we were only centimeters away from each other. When I say I am going to get you back, I swear in all my life and forever that I will never stop until my last breath. My breathing slowed. How could you say that after all you've done to me? You were the one who pushed me away. Remember? Disappointed and crushed, he looked down. I received a mail in my office before I got home that night. There were pictures of you and different men on the bed. I tried processing it in my mind. I was convincing myself that my wife could not do that, but But you didn't try harder. I interrupted instead. You listened to the pictures who can't even talk. You didn't listen to your wife who has a mouth to speak. I know I was fooled and I was stupid. You're not stupid. You were not a man enough to your wife. I was almost choked by my tears. We were both aware that our marriage was an agreement. But David, I am and have been always true to my vows. My tears could not stop. I tried moving away, but David enclosed and clasped my hands together with his hands. He was still silent and he kept his head bowed down. What made you believe that I was involved with other men? You insisted I should not get a job and just stayed home. I obliged. You hired a platoon to guard the house. I didn't complain. You always called me on the phone every chance that you get. I always answered. I didn't know you have dubbed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I was not good enough. I'm sorry I was not the wife you needed. I'm sorry I didn't meet and achieve your expectations. I'm sorry I didn't satisfy you like the woman you had before. I'm sorry I was a virgin and inexperienced. I was sobbing hard. This is too much. Why does this have to be so painful? No, baby, don't say that. There is nothing you need to be sorry for. You are everything I want and I need. You are everything I prayed for. He wrapped his arms around my waist and kissed my forehead. You're not that woman. I know you will not do it to us. Have you already confirmed that was not me? I had it and investigated. It was all Photoshop. So when you found out that it was all Photoshop, that guaranteed you that I was innocent? I waited for the exact words, but he was just silent. I wanted to hear from him that he trusted me more than anything in this world, that he believed I was guiltless because he trusted me more. Who sent you the photos? It had no name on it. Miranda also examined the pictures and, oh, Miranda, your ex-girlfriend. I'm not surprised. I was laughing like crazy. Now I can say you're really stupid. Miranda was his ex-girlfriend for 3 years, but the woman cheated on him all along with an older billionaire. David was still on the peak of his career and was building his image. But Miranda wanted a well-established rich man, not a striving wing model. So you trusted her more, I said faintly. All my energies were drained from crying. Why don't you go back to London and marry her instead? His face was blank. You said you believe me, but you don't trust me, David. He was still silent. I wiped my tears and got off from the bed. Before I could reach the door, I stopped and turned back. David, he gazed at me promptly. I sighed nervously. Did you ever love me? Because I still do. Guys, dun muna tayo hanggang chapter 25. Kasi guys, subukan ko po, basahin ko rin po yung iba kasi may mga nagme-message po sa messenger ko at hindi ko pa po nabasa. Try ko po kasi ano lang itong ginagawa ko dahil pampalipas oras. Thank you ulit and subscribe, play lang po and listen, hindi na po manood. Thank you ulit. Bye!